Hey everyone, welcome to the channel where we love to talk about movies. Here today we're going to give a review for Magic Mike's Last Dance. I saw this a couple days ago now in the theaters, so a couple days removed, but giving my review and my honest thoughts on the movie. So diving in, the synopsis for this movie, Mike takes to the stage again following a business deal that went bust, leaving him broke and taking bartender gigs in Florida. Mike heads to London with a wealthy socialite who lures him with an offer he can't refuse. So I will say to kind of give some to give an explanation of kind of my experience with this film. So I went to go see it by myself. It was a new film that was out. I haven't seen the previous two Magic Mike films. I didn't assume that it was going to necessarily be my type of movie, but it was showing in Dolby, so I'm like, I'll go see it on the nice screen and the nice seats and see, just see what it's about. So I did go by myself. So I think this movie would be a lot more enjoyable if you went with somebody, but I think overall it was just okay as a film, and I don't know. I think Channing Tatum is charismatic in the main role as he normally is. Like, he's a very charismatic person. At least that's how he comes through on the screen in the movies that I've seen him in, and that's certainly there in this film. And I think Salma Hayek as well. I didn't find her to be the most likable, but I think she was just like going through a lot and very stressed out, and so I think she was a very sympathetic character. But yeah, still complex in her own right. I think my favorite characters were probably the daughter and the butler. They, I think, were well done, and I don't know. They were I think my favorite parts of the movie. But the movie as a whole, it wasn't like hard to watch or anything, but I don't know. There's just not much to it, and I think they tried to make this a movie about empowering women, and it really felt like it was falling flat as the movie was playing out, in my opinion. And then I wasn't surprised that it's directed by a man and written by a man or two men. So I think that comes through in the script. So I like in this day and age, I just don't think you can have a movie that tries to be about empowering women when you don't have a woman writing it or directing it. Like, I think it shows through as it does in this movie, and it just kind of sounds hollow. So yeah, like, I mean, I guess A for effort for trying, but the yeah, I mean, the basic premise is they are trying to put on a show and think about, well, what would women want to see? And then I think where it was fairly clear, at least to me, or a good example of where it just kind of comes up short is the character in the play is like, oh, I can have whatever I want. Well, I want this and this and this, and like everything that she wishes, although they are kind of, there's other things to them. Each one of them was like a man. And so if you're writing a movie about empowering women and then you're like, oh, you can have anything you want, and then all she wants are these different men, I'm curious how that like is that actually empowering? I don't know. I'm not a woman. I imagine it's not all that much. I mean, sure, you're acknowledging that they, like, women don't just have to choose between, like in the play the character's given two options to choose from, and she's like, why does it have to be just one of those two options? I should be able to do whatever I want. I'm like, yes, but then it falls short when then whatever she wants. I mean, to be fair, if that, like, that is maybe what some women want, and like that's perfectly valid, but it's hard to, I don't know, it's hard to watch that in a movie when that's being written and directed by men, and then that comes across as, oh, but what you want still is just Amanda, like that'll solve all your problems. They do kind of shade it. Like, one is like, I want a CEO who pays women more than men. I'm like, that's great, but then the CEO is a man. Why maybe not? Why can't we get a woman CEO in there? Hey, how about that? So it's things like that where it's like, okay, I kind of see what you're doing, but it comes up short. And yeah, so I thought that was kind of how the whole movie stood out to me, was kind of an effort, but then it just, I think it fell short of what it was trying to do. Although I think it's also just trying to be a Magic Mike movie. So I don't know. In this case, that didn't really work with a movie to like be a Magic Mike movie and then be a movie that I think succeeds at empowering women. So I think it did, yeah, it did, some things right. It didn't get the whole thing wrong, but I think it also comes up very, very short of that. So yeah, overall, this one was just okay. I give it a letter grade of a C. I wouldn't say like stay away from this movie because it was bad and not worth your time at all, but I don't recommend it either. It was just kind of meh. So, if you've had a chance to see it though, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe. And with that, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.